actually sorry about that, we're just having a few computer problems here. Neil, you've got the other mic there. Jan Louis done a great job there on pole position from Eddie Kattenberg, and then we've got first junior Scott Finley, first junior bike, number 77, Scott Finley. He really punts that little 400 around, and he's comes out, does his business, and goes away again. But every year he's here, and he's that thing's still pretty competitive, even in today's racing.
So in terms of lap times there, Jan Louis a 1:13.683, so he gets a point for being on pole position. Eddie Kattenberg a 1:14.1, a 1:16 for Scotty Finlay, a 1:16.8 for Dean Bentley. So there's half a second between first and second there, but once they get going, I'm sure that Eddie Kattenberg will sort of find something there. But a good start there from Dean Bentley on the Formula 2. We call it the junior bike. They're listed as senior and junior. Senior in the day was Formula 1, junior was Formula 2. So it's nothing to do about the age of the riders or the age of the bike. It's just the old days, right back to 1907 when the Isle of Man started, it was junior and senior, and that was the 350 to 500, which is equivalent to Formula 1, Formula 2. So we've got an 8-lap race here for the first race of the 2019 Suzuki International Series at round 2 here at Manfeild Circuit, Chris Amon, and conditions are pretty damn good. There's a little bit of a breeze. I'd say that breeze is about half what it was earlier this morning, and that has helped some people with some wind behind them down the centre straight and along the front straight, the longest straight at Manfeild. It looks like the back straight's longer, but indeed if you go onto the Google Earth you'll find the front straight is longer, and of course you come on there with quite a strong speed, so the wind is playing havoc. But look at Eddie Kattenberg reeling in that Jan Louis bike. In fact, he just pulled up with him at ease. He had the stronger drive out of the Higgins corner along that Toyota sign, but he's reeled him in, so despite qualifying in second place, Eddie is now throwing it down on the line and providing some great racing for the first lap of the second round. 3 races here this weekend. We've got 1 round today of all the classes, and then 2 tomorrow, and of course then we go to the final at the Cemetery Circuit on Boxing Day, an event that's been running since 1951 in Dawson.
Yeah, well, exactly, it's been running since 1951, and you have all the history of it. But back to the racing out here, of course Eddie would be no stranger to this circuit, going, well, 1979 I think he started around here, and he'd be used to the conditions here at Manfeild. In fact, he would have ridden in these conditions, I would hate to think how many times he has. He would know all about the tailwind down the front straight and the headwind down the back straight, which creates, as you said earlier, a lot of havoc, especially with full fairing bikes. That can be a real problem, particularly through here, turn two, and through the S's, the splashes we used to call them, and the wind, depending on how strong, can actually pick them up coming through the second S here, and you can have all sorts of problems. Jan Louis, I think, is doing an outstanding job. I think he changed bike this year. I think he's on a different bike or last.
Yeah, I think he was on his FZR, but of course now he's out there on that Suzuki. Jan Louis riding the number 88 on the it's Yamaha YZR.
Yeah, it's
FR YZR. Oh, to me it was in Suzuki colours. Sorry about that, folks, and I've been watching him for 2 rounds so far, so yeah, got to read my book a little bit more. But you're talking about Eddie, got a lot of track knowledge here. These boys are both from the Hawke's Bay, and indeed I'm picking that Jan Louis is pretty strong around here. Indeed he is, because it is, I guess, his home track, being a couple of hours away, and I've seen him here do a lot of the riding over the Suzuki Series and the support classes at the New Zealand Superbike Championships, as well as the midwinter ones as well, and learning all sorts of conditions there. So those 2 bikes out in the front there is a head to Higgins. Then we go back to number 83, and that is Kyron O'Neill with Scotty Finlay, and then Dean Bentley on the 511 machine. Chris Sales, this is an outstanding ride, always from Chris Sales. Bit of an orphan bike here. Well, it's a XR500 Honda. So
it's the XR500. Yeah.
No fairing or anything like that in the punch, and it's built predominantly by his father, Pete Sales, who is at one stage, or currently still holds a land speed record on motorbike racing for a smaller either 50 or 100cc class, and doesn't matter whether it's small, he's the fastest man in New Zealand ever and that sort of thing. So the engineering gone into this is pretty substantial there. So the post-classic lap record page, we've got the lap record page over here. I don't think we're going to come anywhere near that. It's bound to be Glen Scatchell indeed. It's a 1:08.3, which is a good time for even in the Formula 2 department.
Is it ever? Yeah.
So let's go what's on at the moment. It's a 1:14.2 for the best time for Eddie Kattenberg, 0.1 of a second behind a 1:14.33. Then we go to the 1:16s, a 1:15 for Scotty Finlay. So he's faster. Third place is the first of the Formula 2 bikes, the junior bikes. Scotty Finlay's in fourth place, but he's a little bit stronger there. There's a gap of 1.1 seconds, and right now he's about 0.4 of a second quicker. So there's enough time here from to reel him in. Can't see any pit boards down in pit lane for this class, so it's all up to the riders to look over their shoulder and see what's going on. All dramas here at Manfeild when you've got no pit boards, but then it's the choice of the riders that they can borrow. And great appearance here by, I'm looking at my screen here, number 115, I think. In fact, is he even on the tyre? Terry Galway, 315, sorry.
315, yeah.
It's great to see him here. Recently, in the last, I think, 2 months or something, he was diagnosed with cancer and had a kidney out. So he's finding fit, and certainly he got the surgery and has come back, and he's only got one kidney, so he's got to adapt to that. But for him to be strong enough to race here at Manfeild on the old Norton is pretty special. So he's down the back straight at the moment. The lead bikes go through the S's. There's a change of position, is there, as Jean-Louis pulls up beside Eddie Kattenberg, but he had the line there. So the lead bikes 15 and 88 go into the hairpin and come out of it, and so round the outside there, but not enough. The stronger bike here of the two is Eddie Kattenberg's beautiful promoter Italian chassis Yamaha FZR 1000. So the engines are roughly matched, but we're going over to Neil Ritchie.
Guys, with the authority of you guys as racers, when we looked at that first lap and saw what seemed to be with ease that Eddie was able to go past Jean-Louis at that stage, and all of a sudden since then it's still become a real race. It's as if Jean had put the handbrake on saying, well, I really want to have a race with you and let's go racing, because they've almost tooed and froed on 2 or 3 occasions here. So a very good spectacle of what we're watching for those two guys. So all of a sudden, although we saw Eddie with ease go past into first place, since then Juan's put the pressure right on him. Here they are down the front straight and going for it. It's a 2-horse race for them out in front, and a margin that goes through there of gap at 0.289. So you're talking of a less than a third of 1 second, a fraction over a quarter. Wicked to watch, and I've had the privilege of watching them to and froing as you boys have been talking about it. So there you go. Give us your comment with regards to all of a sudden. Look at that. See it going into Castrol, as we used to call it. Juan just right on his tail. So neat to watch. Eddie Kattenberg and Jean-Louis.
And then third, well, I don't know. Have we lost Kieran O'Neill?
No. We've got a great battle going on here, coming in towards the hairpin at the moment. We've got 83 Corridor. He's got white numbers on a white backboard or yellow backboard, which is very, very difficult to see. So he's having a great battle with Scotty Finlay. As I say that, Scotty Finlay punches out of the hairpin there and gets in front. So it's all about slipstream. But that bike of Scotty Finlay out of the hairpin is stronger. Little bit of comeback there from Kieran O'Neill there. We're watching those bikes go in and out of Higgins. I think the best way to measure the bike speed is down this back straight, and right now there's about 8 to 10 bike lengths between them, so there's no slipstreaming at the moment. Kieran O'Neill's bike's a little bit stronger going down there, but of course he's got to find his way past as we got 2 laps to go as the leaders go across the start-finish line.
He's Neil's bike, of course, is a GSXR 600 knocked down to a 450. So it's one of those bikes that we talked about earlier about the making a 450 to fit into the class. Whoops. Yep, GSX. Yeah, GSX.
It is a Yamaha. Very small screen, look at it.
Very.
No, that's right. He's looking on a smaller screen because it gives us just some different information. But I am looking at the program. Kieran O'Neill from Woodville.
My mistake.
No, that's fine. Let's get on with the racing. And
but it's a good battle. It's a great little battle going down there. I mean, Scott Finlay, as I say, he's been campaigning that bike for a number of years now.
Well, you'll see him out in the Formula class as well. Look at this lead battle going down the back straight. Jean-Louis closes in within a bike length of Eddie Kattenberg on the 2 Yamahas, the Bimota chassis bike, and there's 2 laps to go. When I say that, they're going to come along and get the first white flag for the round 2 of the Suzuki Series, the Suzuki International Series, and it's all on here now. We'll see whether Jean-Louis was just playing with Eddie Kattenberg. I don't think so. He's now half a second between it. In fact, the last lap, 0.2 of a second difference. So Jean-Louis, there will be maybe 1 or 2 lappers in in the equation coming on. So has Jan got it? Has Eddie Kattenberg's had many a fine race round here? Has he been playing the foxy game and just sitting in behind and seeing where he can pass? Eddie gets slowed up a little bit by that lapper. The lapper did not do a single thing wrong, and now it's where it's at. The lappers there, the ones past, this happened before with another lapper, so Jan Louis got to come, it goes right round the outside,
Going a long way
very
round.
close there, and it's down that centre straight there, Ian Dawson.
Yeah, he had to take the long way around there, so his chances of be able to slipstream Eddie down that back straight are not that great.
Oh, they've closed up there, so here it is. Jan Louis goes right round the outside there at Higgins, and Eddie comes back there. They're neck and neck down that long straight. Eddie uses the legs of the Formula 1 spec bike and the lighter bike of the motor there, so it's all going to be breaking down to the final quarter. The battle for Formula 2 there. The juniors is coming out of Higgins. That's even tighter. Let's follow these to the line. Jan Louis comes in there on Eddie Kattenberg. Eddie, the push bike mechanic, man, he's on fire here. He's going to take the win for the first race of the 2019 Round 2 Suzuki Series. We're going to look out. There was Jan Louis in second, and I think that is Kyron O'Neill with Scotty Finlay comes piling on the back of him in the go media corner. It's going to be a drag to the line, slipstreaming. He's not going to get it done. It's Kyron O'Neill takes the win in that class, third overall with Scotty Finlay there, and Dean Bentley, a lonely race. Dean can do, I reckon Dean can do better than this. There's something going on there, and this guy's well with a good solid third place there in the class, but fifth overall. So that's Dean Bentley from Lower Hutt on the 511 machine. Hope to catch up with his wife and kids there sometime during the day. Always nice to talk to those and see the two boys, Rex and Jacob, and awesome riding there. So who we got in sixth place there? It was Chris Sales, John Rawcliffe all the way up from Invercargill on the 103 machine, followed by Mark McKenzie, is yet to come across the line. Got three of the lappers finished: Nick Olsen, Godfrey Swartz and Bob Grover.
Commentators curse, but I thought it... I know, you listen to these guys, they're all laughing at me, but you know, it is hard. I was proved right in the end. He couldn't slipstream him down there. Now, Spider, we keep on going on about this World Superbike 1988, 1989. Well, guess what? In 1988, in the World Superbikes, what was winning round here were the motors.
Yeah, and because the Yamahas were strong, but the Momota was a more handmade chassis in that. But I think the difference was the Yamaha, they were factory bikes. The Yamaha produced it with fuel injection, which was just a little bit better.
And who were the guys? The guys
Stefan Mertens and Fabrizio Pirovano.
No, David Tardozzi, who crashed here
in the
warm-up
warm-up
lap, and he couldn't start, and he lost the